Hello! I have a cup to make, and I kind of started testing while I was waiting for some new inks to come in. It is a Hocus Pocus cup for a guy. He wants drips. Are you in camera? There you go. He's okay with glitter, so I have a stack of that started to possibly use, and I thought, why not make it on camera? This is going to be an experimental cup for me, and here I am. So this will be a mini parter or a comeback to many times and spliced together, yada yada. Video camera magic, and we'll go from there. So my intent is to start by inking on colors, kind of like you would for a temporary tattoo cup. And then I'm going to glitter it lightly. He's okay with glitter, so we're gonna go with it. Glow in the dark drip, and I'm thinking to do glow the Hocus Pocus photo offset with glow vinyl behind it. That's what I'm thinking. So let's just jump right in and get right to it. I'm using Woody's Goodies alcohol inks in a few different colors of blacks and purples. And I have my little dripper palette doohickey that I had picked up at the Hobby Lobby, and go from there. I'm just dripping in. I'm gonna grab my, whoop, too much too fast. Where's my other bottle? Get some alcohol in there. So I'm just going to dabby do. Pick up some color. Dab it around. The great thing about inks is that maybe a little too much ink there, but you can come back to it and kind of clean it up and get it to your liking. That may be a little too wet right now. Put that on my mat. I played with inks on one other cup. It was kind of a hot mess, to be honest. So we will see how this turns out, and if it is another hot mess, then I will just spritz some alcohol on it and clean it the heck up. Let me do these little dauber doohickeys I got on Amazon, because what do we not buy on Amazon anymore? It was a God, there's like 200 of these little doohickeys in all different sizes. You can see different sizes here. And then when you're done, you can chuck them. You can try to clean them. I wouldn't. I would just chuck it. That needs a little get some more ink in there. It's looking a little pinky. See, that ran a little. I'm gonna bring in some goblin. One. And I'm gonna grab a few more daubers. I'll definitely be coming back in with a darker color. Like, ooh, witchy woman. I love that Woody Goodies gives names to her products after songs. It is so fun. We got dripping. Okay, let's see here. Get some more fade to black. And some more dark side of the moon. To that is very dark there. some of that up. And as you can see, inks dry pretty darn fast, so you do have to work kind of quickly, but you can also revive them as needed. So I can come in with a slightly dampened, I'm gonna squeegee it out and kind of blend where I need to. I need to soften up some of that black. Okay, let's see here. Don't forget your butts. Now, I don't know about you all, but I have a really hard time figuring out when it's best to stop. That is a total flaw of mine. Right now, I'm just trying to break up and blend. This area looks splotchy AF. What are we thinking here? Let's see here. Now, it doesn't have to be perfect. Haha, I say that now. Because there will be glitter going over it. I don't want to set it on the thing anymore because it's rolling ink around. Trying to get that to dry so it doesn't drip and run. Now the bottom looks kind of cool. That's nicely blended. And see, and then I go messing with it. That's my problem. Some down here. Let's see. You always want to make sure to put your caps back on because they are alcohol inks, and as you can see in the little palette trays, come on alcohol, it does dry up, evaporate fairly quickly. Some more berry mojito too. Darken that little spot up some. And deepen that spot up some. Bring it down some. How are we thinking? Kind of a hot mess, but work with it. Kind of want to deepen up some of these lighter areas. All right. Ooh. I'm not going to touch the actual cup. I don't want to get spots on it, but this is where we are at. Now what I don't have is the proper seal spray. So this is going to dry down here. This is going to dry. I am going to go to Hobby Lobby at some point in the next day or two to pick some of the correct stuff up. And then we will be back to epoxy and apply glitter. So here we go. Step one. Ta-da! See you in a bit. Step one. Use too many purple and blacks that it looks like you used one purple and one black. That's okay. Whatever. Welcome back. All right, so I just put a very thin layer of epoxy on the cup, and we are okay, good enough. We're going to sporadically glitter. So I have Spaceballs from Woody Goodies. I have a mystery kind of dark purpley black. I have one that I'm not going to mention the name of, black holographic. And I have Grimace from the Glitter Guys. It's kind of a matte, eggplanty, purpley black color. We're not going to go full on all over the cup. It's going to be sporadic. So let me open these up. Okay, sorry for the brief pause. Opened Grimace off camera. Very quickly. Okay, I need a little piece of paper to do some collecting. And I'm just going to do a sprinkle. Again, not too heavy. Kind of going for that Milky Way cup look without being a Milky Way. Get some on the bottom. Okay, that stuff sticks. Dust that off. Okay, so that one's out of the way. I'm gonna do some of this, pull some of the kind of brighter purple. In there, a little bit over in here. I got a smidgen on the bottom. Get some down there. Doop-a-doo there. Got a little thick up here, so let me kind of try to even it out. Okay. Sticky. All right, let's go for the bigger dark. Kind of follow some of those darker areas. get up in here some, do a little blending. And there. Now I did not end up seal spraying the inks, so I am hoping that that was an okay decision. I know I have friends are gonna shame me for that, but Hobby Lobby is closed today and I don't know where else to get that Kamar varnish sealer without going into Walmart, and I hate Walmart, so I avoid it like the plague. Let's see. Get some of this one on the bottom. Sorry, I'm so darn close. Sticky. Dust it off. I got that one. Now let's go in with, I'm going to do a quick tap. I didn't think much was going to fall off, but it doesn't hurt. Just kind of letting this lightly fall into some of the voids without going too much. Okay, so we can kind of still see the inks down in there. We have glitter. If you remember, he said he was okay with glitter. But this is still Hocus Pocus, Halloweeny. Sticky uppy ones we want to just give a light pat down so they are not a nuisance later when epoxying. Okay, let's see. Do we need anything else? I might go with a little more black. This one, the Spaceballs, which matches that purple ink just perfectly. And it also has some of the black holographic, so it helps blend the colors. Okay. Bam! Emerald says, bam! He does spaces, not glitter. Knock off the loose stuff. I'm just tapping down some of the guys that don't want to lay flat, which I can see by holding the cup at an angle. You can probably see it too on the edge over here. Now, should I be wearing a glove? Probably, but I'm going to immediately wash my hands after with Dawn dish soap. So PPE, please don't come at me. All right, what are we thinking? Get back in frame here. So the butt. Do a swoop. So I'm going to put this on the turner and let it spin for 4 hours to cure, and then epoxy it. Probably 2 layers. Get it good for applying the decal and the glow drips, which you can see over here in the corner. Those are the 2 colors. I made little samples. So we're good to go. All right, see you next time. All right, so we've got epoxy and the decals on. It's a little spotty, but we'll catch that in a bit, but I'm gonna work on the drips. So the offset for this cup is a glow in the dark vinyl. You can see somewhere, where's on the phone, there you go. See, it's got a little bit of a glow to it. And the drips are going to glow too. This was me testing drips. Those are gonna glow as well. So we're gonna mix the stuff. I've got my Woody's Goodies UFO Glow and Green Goblin. I'm gonna add a little bit of shimmer to it, and some Nice and Thick from CCDIY, and go from there. So I'm gonna get the mixing going. I'm not gonna have you sit and watch me mix for 45 minutes because it takes freaking forever to get it to the consistency that you want it to be, and the color. So I start with a hefty amount of the glow. And I start with a scotch of the Green Goblin. We're going to mix this up. And what I do is I test, mix and test, mix and test. Now it's still daylight here, so it's kind of hard to test, but you can see that it's got a nice glow to it. And I do want it to have a little more Green Goblin than I used before. You can see where it ran a little, and you can see the color poking through. So I want to try to avoid that if I can. This go around. And you gotta mix it up real good. I'm actually gonna switch to a different stir. I'm gonna go with a skinnier. Let's get some nice and thick added. Clean my little doohickey. My gelato spoon, as I like to give Aaron a bad time about, including about 74 every time I order from Woody's Goodies. But that's okay. Now the nice and thick just gives it a much thicker consistency, so you can get to dripping stage a lot sooner than if you just sit and let the epoxy start to cure, which takes about, I don't know, 75 hours. Not really, but it takes forever, so this kind of speeds up that process. You can see that it's starting to show that thickness now. So, here's my little thingamabob. So I'm going to add a little bit each of holographic. This is a microfine, micro. Add some green opal from Feather Bear and some gold opal from Feather Bear. It's just gonna give it enough of a little bit of shimmer. Just enough. Can probably use a little more. Before I add it though, whoa! Add some more nice and thick. You can see the consistency changing right before your eyes. It's still much too thin to drip onto a cup at this point, but let's test it. Neon. It's like I went to a rave. Rave? Let's see here. I'm gonna add a little more. Nice and thick. Lid. I'm gonna add some more glow, UFO, and no more green goblin. It's kind of like when you bake a cake, or not a cake, but when you make cookies, you add a little bit of your dry ingredients at a time. Same concept. I'm gonna add, because it kind of gets lost in there. Add some more of that. All right, my little doohickeys, not so straight, so he's making it kind of tough. We're getting there. All right, so I'm gonna keep stirring this and thickening it, and we will be back shortly. So stay tuned. Okay, so I have thickened it up. You can see it's like taffy-ish consistency. I've added a little more of the nice and thick and a little more sparkle because it kind of gets lost in there. And I'll test it by running it along the edge of the inside of the cup and watching to see how it runs. And that kind of helps me gauge on if it's ready or not. I'm gonna say it's ready. So there's that. And we've got the cup. Now obviously in this area, I don't want the drips to go too much over the decal. And this, there's more clearance. So I'll have them shorter over here and kind of gradually alternate, yada yada, around. So actually I'm gonna do a quick sanding because there's a couple rough spots. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Quick little sanding. So I'm going to kind of grab a little globby gloop and just gently start to kind of run it along the lip of, okay, this little doohickey is gonna drive me nuts. He's got to go. Bye. Going back to a tongue depressor. A little globby gloop and just run it along. You can see how thick it is. And it will slowly start to run down the cup, and you can help control the drips by how thick you lay it on in an area, and you can kind of help pull drips down and guide them. I don't want to go too thick over here. So I'm going to start fairly thin bead. Go from there. Now you can see it's all the way around, so we'll start to kind of layer it up a little. And help guide it. Ooh, see where that was guiding? Now you want to be careful when you're holding the cup at an angle too, because the drips will start to go sideways on your cup, kind of like that little long guy. That's not good. Don't forget, guys, I'm a pro. I've done this once. So you learn, right? Do a little tap to kind of help them down. So I'm gonna keep working on this and I'll show you the finished right before I put it on the spinner to cure. All right. You got drips. Kind of looks like candle wax. That's okay. Still looks super cool. So the vinyl is gonna glow, the offset, the drips are gonna glow, and I think this is gonna look pretty darn awesome. So I'm gonna put it on the turner, which will hold the drips in place and let it cure, and then follow up with a couple more coats of epoxy, 1 or 2, to get those repelling spots, and this will be all done. So I will be back with the finished product. Okay, I'm back real quick just so you can see what it looks like while it's spinning. So it's just holding the drips in place. See a little sparkle, drippy drippy, and there you go. And here's the finished product. I love how it turned out. I love the holographic kind of dark charcoal black vinyl. I love the glow offset. I love how the different shades of purple and the black glitter show where the alcohol inks were. I maybe went a little overboard on the glitter, but that's just how I am at times. I love how it turned out. I love the green of the glow drip, and now watch this, the glow. The offset looks awesome. The glow drips look freaking phenomenal. I'm just super happy with how it turned out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.